All right. So I believe we are live now.
All right.
It usually takes a few minutes for that notification, at least through Facebook, to send to people, letting people know that we are live.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be waiting to see that on my page.
It's interesting trying out all these new platforms in this day and age.
There we go. So we are live now. Notification gets sent out on Facebook. All right. So, Alexander, let's talk about what we have upcoming for Wise Wise with our what you're calling the watch party, even though we're not watching anything. Well, people are watching us, I guess.
Right.
Um, talk about what we're going to be doing on that.
Yes, well, we're of course working with the new technology, um, with the events that we're dealing with now, and this is Aaron and I testing out the equipment and preparing to for this watch party that we're loosely calling them now. Which every couple of weeks we will have a discussion over the Zoom platform, open forum, and we will be discussing the previous week's episode that we release, as well as answering general questions for people as well. And so I'm looking very forward to it, and it's going to be very interactive, and people will be able to chime in and ask questions as well as just type questions in. And Aaron's going to be there to transpose those questions. And so we're looking forward to really creating a beautiful community and a sharing, very informative, and sharing the just philosophy. And so so grateful that we are breaking these new barriers and stepping into these new worlds. So
I'm just sitting here. I'm getting like all these notifications pop up on my computer. It's like on The Office with the woofs.
right,
So I got the notifications on Facebook, and then I got one command from YouTube from my. I have this service called Shift, which is just kind of puts applications in this one window to help you be more efficient. And then I got email alerts coming in on YouTube. So I'm just sitting here. It's
filling
like
it
ding,
up.
ding, ding,
Ding
ding.
ding ding.
So the thing I'm looking most forward to is hearing other people's questions. Of course, my role on the podcast is to try to put myself in the listener's situation, coming from a place of not completely understanding the philosophy and asking or trying to ask the questions that they might have. But it's cool for me to sit back and hear their questions because they may be things that coming from a perspective that I've never considered before, and like I'm learning at the same process, at the same time that they're
Yes,
learning.
and that's such an important part of the sharing process. And of course, part of my human design is to answer questions. So this interaction is what really feeds my soul to continue to do this work and to offer this work. And I think there's a lot of people out there that do have questions and maybe can't afford a whole session. And so we're looking to meet people where they are and help them out any way that we can. And so hopefully this will be a platform for people to share with their friends and to build a community, like I said, to walk this new path that we're journeying on together.
And so we are looking to do this Sunday evening. And Alexander, I'm not sure if you're confident in nailing down a time yet. I know that we want to be as considerate as we can be with our audience that's all across the world.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a few very passionate people in Australia, but that balance is always tough, being 12, 13 hours ahead of us. I believe it
Yes,
is.
and so I was considering 6:30 to 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We may could push that to 7 to 9, as we have people on the West Coast as well. So we're going to play with the times, and anyone that's seeing this video and has some input, please give it. But right now, we will be announcing an official time here over the next day or so, and but it'll be Sunday evening Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, yeah, definitely leave a comment below on on this video with what times would be good for you. Obviously, we want to include as many people as possible, especially those who are passionate and have questions to ask.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and of course, share some topics that you guys would like to either hear on the podcast or maybe a small question here or there that you might just be lingering from a past podcast. But the interaction is going to be really nice and that different level of connection. Of course, Aaron and I really enjoy doing the podcast together, but being able to connect with our listeners is going to be just a bonus from my perspective.
Got the allergies going on. Uh, and of course, we are doing this on Zoom, but then as we're doing the test now, we are then live streaming to Facebook and YouTube so that as many people across as many platforms as possible can listen in. But I think right now we are going to try to only take questions from Zoom. And of course, all this information will be sent out ahead of time so you can join on Zoom. But I'm going to also see how difficult it is to balance the Zoom questions and then maybe check the Facebook feed to see what questions are popping up there. It might be difficult for me, especially being on a small laptop screen, to try to manage all that. But the more practice I have, maybe the better I'll get at it. And just keep testing this out, and we'll obviously make it better and more efficient the more times we do it.
Yes, yes. Yeah, and it's going to be, we're going to be, of course, open that this is all a trial run, and we are trying things out, and feel free, everyone out there that's interested in being part of this group and don't want to miss out, shoot us your email as well, so that we can get you on the list to be connected as maybe one of the launch places. Because, of course, this idea happened before this shutdown. And so the idea and why it was called a watch party was hopefully people would invite others to their home and be able to host this. So we're not having to send out so many emails for Zoom. But for right now, we're just going to start and let it be what it'll be and develop into the community that we're envisioning.
Yes. So just stay tuned to any of our social media, whether it be Facebook or our Instagram. I think that's where we're most active, and we will send out the information on when the watch party will be, starting this Sunday. I think is what we're planning, and then I think we're launching our next episode on Monday, and it is an extension of the previous episode, which has to do with what we're going through now, because the pandemic is really reaching everybody worldwide. We felt like we had to expand upon a little bit. There was more information to be shared on helping everybody keep redirecting the energy if you guys are feeling anxious or feeling the fear and feeling the isolation. I think now that it's been 2 to 3 weeks for most people, maybe more, I think that's like as we discussed in the upcoming podcast, that's when it really starts to set in. So that will be on Monday, and then we're looking forward to the following week doing another one of these watch parties, and then from there it'll be only on the off weeks. So every 2 weeks we'll either have, or every week we'll either have a podcast launch or a watch party.
Yeah. So we'll get into a rhythm, but for right now, we're looking forward to getting energy moving and getting it started this coming Sunday. I believe that's the 12th. So stay tuned to, as Aaron was saying, all of our social media platforms for the time announcement.
And as the different rules and statutes affect us, we may be doing the podcast like this soon. Right now, we are still recording the same way in the studio, but it may yield to us doing it more this way. So that will, unfortunately, we'll be sacrificing some quality because we're not in the studio space that's dedicated to having the best sound and editing capabilities as well as the best mics. But the good thing is we could have video to share, and people may like that better, seeing us interact and maybe to them the loss of quality isn't as big of a deal as maybe seeing our lovely
Yeah,
faces.
yeah. The live aspect hopefully will bring the compassion in. We'll say. Yeah.
Well, I think this is have been a good test. I keep checking it. I do see us still live on Facebook, and I trust YouTube is not lying to me with all the emails. I just got more things pop up. I don't know why there's so many, but um, so I guess we'll say goodbye now, and we look forward to sending that email and notifications out about our watch party, and hope
Yes.
to get all the questions then.
See you, wise, beautiful people.
Thanks, everybody.